Everyone knows Tetris, the straightforward game of timing and geometry that has captivated players worldwide for over 30 years and spawned countless versions, all featuring the same iconic pieces. Except the original game, of course, which had a piece. Oh, you didn't know? It's true, the creators of Tetris originally included another shape when the game was imported from the USSR to the United States, one that ultimately proved so offensive it had to be removed from the game before release. The shape was simply known as and featured the signature 4-block tetromino format arranged into It fit perfectly in situations where the player needed to fill blocks vertically and blocks horizontally. Needless to say, advocacy groups nationwide were quickly up in arms. Mothers Against Drunk Driving called the shape a risk to the lives of America's youth. Meanwhile, the American-Italian Anti-Defamation League called the arrangement of blocks a grave disrespect of the foulest order and announced that there was no hand gesture dramatic enough to communicate their outrage. You have to remember that this was a game originally developed in Russia, where you could pretty much get away with anything, says Tetris creator Alexei Pajitnov. But the United States in the 1980s was a whole different story. Reagan's moral majority was in full swing, and we were facing pressure from the religious right, the press, the White House, Doctors Without Borders, you name it. I hated to see go, but I had to cut it. Ultimately, many agree that the block didn't make sense for Tetris, but that will never stop the fans from imagining what could have been, or the thousands who cosplay as the piece every year at Comic-Con. My name is Chloe Dykstra for Hard Drive, and this was You Didn't Know? Join us next week as we look back at how one Halo 4 Facebook group created so many rules, it technically qualified as an independent country for 37 minutes.